Hello everybody, Quiet Atheist here. I'm pretty sure that you all are aware of the previous videos I had made about Phil Robertson from the Dynasty clan. In those particular videos, I talked about how Phil Robertson was basically throwing out homophobic slurs and making all kinds of unnecessary anti-gay comments. Well, it turns out that A&E basically fired this individual for making these homophobic comments. Then at the same time, they turned around and rehired him so that Duck Dynasty can move forward as a reality TV show, if you will. Well, just in case you are not familiar with these two videos that I had made recently, links to both of these videos will be provided in the description below for you to take a look at, of course. Well, it turns out that a similar situation has basically risen from the ashes, so to speak, but it involves a different show, a different network, and a different actor altogether. The network is ABC, the show is The Bachelor, and the actor is Juan Pablo. But before I get into the rest of this video, I want to let you all know that a link to the particular article that I stumbled across today will be provided in the description below for you all to take a look at, of course. Also, there will be a couple of videos about The Bachelor provided in the description as well, therefore giving you basically the option to become more familiar with this particular show if you choose to. Now, in this particular show, Juan Pablo obviously plays The Bachelor. And what he does is basically invite 25 to 30 women to a big mansion. And through a process of elimination, after episode after episode after episode, there is only one woman left standing at the end of the show. Now, this woman wins a relationship with Juan Pablo, therefore looking into the possibility of getting married, so on and so forth. You know how these types of shows go. Well, it turns out that there's this organization that basically decided to take it upon themselves to interview Juan Pablo. And the name of the organization is the tvpage.com. And they had a very interesting question that they had asked Juan Pablo. And basically they asked him, how do you feel about there being a homosexual bachelor? Or how do you feel if there was a bisexual bachelor, if you will? And obviously Juan Pablo had a big problem with this, and he had some pretty disturbing things to say about this particular subject, when in all actuality it did a lot of damage to his reputation, I believe. And because of these particular actions that he decided to partake in, I think it got heated to the point where he basically got on his own private Facebook and set out an apology, if you will. But the damage has already been done, and I'm pretty sure that the ratings will go up on this, so I'm also probably sure that this was just a publicity stunt, like Duck Dynasty's debacle, if you will. But to shed a little bit of light on this particular subject, I want to read the answers that Juan Pablo had to this particular question that the tvpage.com asked him. And the first answer that he had for, a bisexual being a bachelor or a homosexual being a bachelor was as follows. I respect them, but honestly, I don't think it's a good example for kids to watch that on TV. Now, when I sit here and think about that particular answer, honestly, one could say that it is a homophobic, insult. It is an anti-gay comment. But what else I see is pretty simple. I see a hypocritical position, you know. He says that watching these particular individuals on TV wouldn't serve as a good example. But yet, he doesn't serve a good example as well, especially when he's sitting there dating 25 to 30 women, That tells the young generation, the young boys that are watching this particular program, that it is okay to date more than one woman, that it is okay to do these kinds of things, that it is okay to subject women to this kind of behavior, if you will. And personally, I don't think it is a good example. Personally, I think that this is a bad example that is being set by Juan Pablo. But like most Christians, he is far too ignorant to understand what is going on here. And that is why I have the particular problem with this. Now, I want to share with you guys the second comment that he had made. And it is as follows. He goes along the lines of saying that basically homosexuals and bisexuals are far more perverted than heterosexuals, if you will. And then again, basically the entire show, if it had homosexuals or bisexuals, would be damaging to kids, and it would be too strong to watch on TV as far as basic civilization is concerned, according to Juan Pablo's words. And I couldn't help but notice, the hypocrisy coming from this particular statement as well. Because in all actuality, let's be honest here. What is his show about? Personally, I think that it is representing polygamy, if you will, since he's over here, dipping his hands in 25 to 30 women. You know what I mean? Then there's all of these, sexual engagements in hot tub, beds, whatever the case might be. I'm pretty sure that ABC has its limits, but there are situations where it would be inappropriate for a young kid to watch. Yet Juan Pablo, this bachelor, if you will, has the audacity to say that homosexuals and bisexuals are too perverse for kids to watch. Yet he does the same exact thing that they do. He is a hypocrite. Juan Pablo is a bigot. And quite frankly, he disgusts me. And hopefully, people like him in general would come to their senses, if you will, and start looking at humanity in a whole different way. Because we're all human beings here. And bisexuals and homosexuals did not deserve to be subjected to this kind of insult whatsoever. It doesn't matter if you put out an apology on Facebook, Juan Pablo. You did what you did because you are a homophobe and you decided to take it upon yourself to spit out these anti-gay comments, insulting these people. And to me, that was highly, highly inappropriate. But then again, like most Christians I know, you do these things for money. You do these things for ratings. You do these things for the publicity so that all you religious individuals out there can fatten your wallets, if you will, because of the fact that you get more viewers, because of the fact that you get more adults, young children, watching this stupid show. I'm not a fan of the show, but when this came to my attention, I knew that I had to talk about it. I had to get a few things off of my chest. And yes, he probably did all of this for the publicity at homosexuals' expense, at a bisexual's expense. But this individual really doesn't care. He never did and he never will. And that's the problem with Christianity today. It doesn't care what anyone thinks, what anyone says. It's just interesting only when it gets its way. It is only interested in pushing its agenda across. And that's all I have to say. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Please feel free to leave your thoughts. Like I said, feel free to share this video with anyone that might be interested, whether it be on Facebook, Tumblr, Google+, wherever you guys hang out. Till next time, the Quiet Atheist is out. And remember, if you can be good at it. And most of all, thank you again for watching.